Okay, so we are back on Wall Street Bets, the subreddit where retards buy posts about their stock purchases. So in the last video I was trying to analyze stock mentions. First we had just the bare number of mentions of stock symbols over time, over a short observation period. Then we looked at the sentiment of the comments. So basically, is the stock mentioned in a positive or in a negative context? We saw that Amazon like drastically increased in sentiment, and lately it has a highly positive sentiment. Whereas something like AMD decreased in sentiment, is currently in negative territory. Sentiment-wise. So what is interesting is, of course, also who posts it. And for this, again, let's load the data from Reddit. Reddit is the raw data that we could download with Reddit extractor from to get the data automatically into R. We get 79,000 posts, and we can of course sort it by user and see which user posts the most. And you have, say, users like My Cat Is Cooler Than You, which seems pretty active, XX Peppy 69, and a couple of others with above 100 posts for this short observation period. Now what is interesting, and I will not run it right now because it takes its time, is that with the Reddit extractor you can form a user network based on who's interacting with who, based on the data. So that's what I've done, and I also put it in as a table graph from the tidygraph package. I will just load the data that I have. I believe it's pretty large. It's 400 megabytes. And will it load? Basically, it's all like who connects with who, from where to where, from which user connects with which user, and it's 13 million edges in this graph. Now what we can do is there's several centrality measures, like just the bare number of mentions or number of connections, which would be the degree. There's closeness, there's betweenness, there's other centrality measures like page rank from Google. One of the interesting one, in my opinion, is the eigenvector as centrality. So that's what I'm computing here, which basically gives kind of the importance of a user according to its centrality within the network or within the subreddit. And you see the My Cat Is Cooler Than You with high centrality, or high connections within the network. And interestingly, the second highest poster, XX Pappy, dropped two ranks below two others that seem to be more important than him. You can, let's join the post count, number of posts with the centrality, ordered by centrality, and you see there's also a couple with a couple of users with over 100 posts, yet less important than someone with 80 posts, and which of course means, in a way, like it's not the quantity that counts, but like who is interested in your content. And again, let's load the sentiment data that we created this chart of it, and what we'll do is to connect this to the sentiment, the user centrality to the sentiment, and use and compute a weighted sentiment score, weighted by the centrality. So that's what it's doing here. And we again get the top 5 stocks, because it will just overload in content otherwise. And we will see here, interestingly, again the 5 stocks that get mentioned, with the sentiment weighted by importance, by centrality of the poster, of the commenter. And you see, interestingly, again Amazon flying up here lately. You see others going down, and yeah, I guess it's an interesting approach to not only see the sentiment but a weighted sentiment. Probably it would make more sense if you have a larger observation period than what I have. I'm using just the last 100 pages of the subreddit, and then of course to correlate it with stock performance and see if actually in this case Amazon is a meme stock that is going up or not. What is this? Oh yeah, this is just a comparison. What you had without the centrality weighting, and here was the weighted centrality. So that's it. So what is the takeaway? Takeaway is that just looking at comments and sentiments might not be enough. Looking at the importance of the comment is paramount. And thanks for watching, and goodbye.